Hey guys, Seedoeatreview here. Dan Muggleton, is that correct?
Yes,
That is
absolutely correct.
From Sydney, is that even correct?
That is also correct.
Wow. Are you just here briefly or?
As short as I can be.
Oh really? Nothing to do with the fine folks of Adelaide.
Just having a bit of fun.
No, that's good.
I'm here till the end of the Fringe, the second half.
There you go. Well, I just said his name. I just said Dan Muggleton. Everyone's supposed to know him. Stand-up comedian. Is that what you put on your travel card?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Excellent.
That must be some crazy research from you. That was actually a very important part of my first stand-up comedy hour that I ever did. Yeah.
Excellent.
The form when you travel, it's like it says occupation.
Yes.
And I had massive misgivings about writing comedian on that form.
There you go.
I was like, this is some heavy that's not even recorded. Like, you can't even find that.
Hey, I do the digging
Yeah.
when I'm in the car 2 minutes before I walk into the cafe, guys. Anyway, Dan's going to tell you about his show, then I'll come back with him some hard-hitting questions. Tell everyone about your show, tell everyone what date it is and what time it is and where it's at.
Okay, the notes, the important notes for the show. And now I'm gonna work the camera like a fucking professional. What's the swearing situation on this?
Hey,
could go either way.
It's loose now.
Yeah, I know. I lower the tone. That's my gift. I will always lower the tone. My show is called Oh, More Mr. White Guy. It's 9:30 p.m. at Gluttony in the Piglet, the Fringe's premier open air comedy venue. Absolutely, / shipping container. Thank you. That's my big reveal.
Have you ever done shipping container comedy before?
I wish the answer was no, but yes, of course I have.
Oh really?
I've done
Is
it
that
all,
a common
man.
thing? It's the first time I've seen it here, and I went shipping container comedy. That's good for good ship vessels. Stuff like that.
Well, Sydney Comedy Festival has always had the container. That's the name of the venue. But it is not so COVID safe because it's just everybody inside the container, where this is me in the container and you safely on the lawn.
Oh yeah, it's a lovely space. Oh, you can come on camera if you like. Say hello, Boulangerie 113. Let's give them a shout out while we're here as well. My delicious iced coffee. Come down to North Adelaide, give Boulangerie 113 a go. Go back to your shipping container comedy.
Yes, so I yell from my container.
All right.
At 9:30 p.m. Nightly. There's other people who yell from beyond the fence.
Yes.
Because they want a piece of the action. I've actually gotten quite good at taking them down.
Really?
That's become a weird part of the show.
Oh wow.
I've never dealt with a heckler outside of the venue before, but now very professional at it.
It's very intimate there at Gluttony this time. You've got the Yukio tent right next door there. You've got Gluttony. You've got, as you said, the fence. You've got a bit of Nerf gun shooting as well around there as well. No bullets come your way.
I believe I'm next to archery with paint on it.
Yes.
Which is usually wrapped up by the time I'm on.
Okay. Excellent.
Those kids aren't allowed the bow and arrow after 8 p.m. I think that's the law in Adelaide. I can't be sure.
So 21st of March, that's 2 at 9:30 at night at the Piglet. Now, I'm going to ask what the show's about, but I've got a good idea what the show's about. Go for it.
Yeah. Well, the show is going to shock you.
Yes.
It's about colonisation.
Oh, okay.
There's a fair whack of that.
Yes.
There's also a bit of COVID, a little bit of COVID in there. I feel like I love educating the people of Adelaide about COVID because you guys have not experienced it in the slightest.
We did 3 hard days of
I've
lockdown.
heard about that. Yeah. You guys complain about that. I'm like, that's a hangover. 3 hard days.
I was in Cole Shopping Centre with the radio onto my ear when they made the announcement we were shutting down, and I said to the staff, look at your doors in the next 5 minutes, and it was like the zombie horde, shoom, it was like all the shelves, boom, and it went out, so yes.
Obviously you bought all the toilet paper immediately and just sold it in the parking lot.
No, we don't do that from the shopping centre. We use Who Gives a Crap online, who deliver boxes to us every 3 months, and they use 50% recycled. It goes to making communities, so good deeds from us. Thanks for asking that question. I get to a high note myself. It's all my wife's doing anyway.
Of course.
Plus I have a Japanese toilet seat at home.
Really?
Yeah. After I went to Japan, I said I could never go back to using just toilet paper.
Is that warmed? Is that
warmed?
And the bidet
and the bidet. You can get one with music if you want. You got a heated toilet seat.
I didn't realise that was an option.
It's been an option ever since I come back from Japan many years ago. And yes, I'm looking to upgrade still again. I want a bit of music. I want a bit of lighting. It does have mood lighting as well. So.
I think if you upgrade your toilet seat one more time, it'll be the equivalent of my venue at the Fringe. Not 100% sure, but pretty close. You know?
Well, I tell you what.
But bigger audience, smaller audience.
I was going to say, I don't know if you're getting sellout crowds, but if they knew you had a Japanese toilet seat, I'm pretty sure they'd come to the venue. So you're talking about colonisation. You're talking about.
Talking about COVID. I'm talking about I got married during COVID. Talking about
did you?
that.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So it's a stand-up show. You know stand-up. Remember stand-up?
I do, but I wasn't sure whether you have structure or you just jump around.
No, I want to
audience participation.
I mean, like I'll have a go if they have a go. I like to bring it. I like a chat.
Yes.
Can you not tell? I like a chat.
Oh no, that's like me as well. It's all good, but.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking, I thought it was all about white guy and being male in, or white male these days, and a lot of people bring it down for the rest of us as well. But
of course. Well, look, there's a bit of self-awareness out there. I'm not gonna spoil anything. But
that's what I want.
I like to slip that in. That's the secret. That's the secret sauce at the end. You know, I'm wearing the tracksuit. I come out. I'm drinking a beer. Like, oh, this is gonna be very ignorant, and then.
What are you drinking, by the way? I do segments of beer by the birdcage. So.
Well, look, it's. I feel somewhat embarrassed by this because it's just Cooper's Green.
Okay, Cooper's is fine.
Cooper's Green.
That's fine.
Like, but because you got the red and the blue and the purple here, you got all these colours. In New South Wales, you just got the green.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just all we got. So I like it though. It's one of my go-tos.
Yes.
So when I come down here, I'm like, hey, from the source.
Okay,
you know,
that's
a Guinness in Ireland.
Fine. I thought you were going to say the red cans, and I was like, please don't say the red.
Is the red no good? Is the red bad?
No, I'm a craft beer wanker, as my wife calls me, because West End draft, I don't do that, I just do craft beers. Cooper's scout the lines of the craft beer culture. So I did a couple of their reviews. They've got a nice Pacific Pale Ale. They've got a delicious XPA if you're really looking to branch out.
Is that the purple?
That's the purple
That's
one.
That's the purple. Alright, I'm learning. I'm trying to absorb your culture.
Wow. Have you seen the giant Rundle Mall pigeon?
I've not seen the giant Rundle Mall pigeon.
Well, you haven't been to Adelaide unless you've seen the giant Rundle Mall pigeon.
Can I ask? Just drive here. I'm staying in another part of North Adelaide. I came here. I didn't have to turn. It was just kind of straight, and then the road turned, and then
really?
I kind of got here.
Gradual turn.
And
it'll give you that feeling of safety.
Yeah, I've heard about this grid system you got going on. Is this normal? Do you just have like one street that takes you wherever you're going?
I'd like to think so. I've been here for 10 years. I'm a Melbourne boy, so I live in the valley of hook turns, and I love them because everyone from Adelaide freaks out to try to do a hook turn in Melbourne. So I don't know. You don't have that in Sydney?
No hook turns.
Oh wow,
no.
You're missing out. So you got to see a giant Rundle Mall pigeon.
Got to do a hook turn.
Got to do a hook turn. Not here though. They don't do it here. That's just as you said. You got the cruisy streets here.
Yeah.
Straight from here, I'm going to take one road down to another cafe, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be lovely.
I know you might be being facetious, but I can't tell. I need to. Was that a joke?
No.
Wait, does it not freak you out?
I
was watching my map and I was trying to turn, and it's like, you don't need to turn.
No,
everything's going to be fine.
You want to go to the beach? It's just one road. Just takes you to the beach, and it just takes you.
I can't.
It is. It's a really cruisy living here. That's why we moved from Melbourne, because we grew up. My wife and I have kids here. So yeah, it's a bit cruisier to bring up the kids here as well.
Yeah, I just get anxious. I'm just I need to turn. Where's a one-way street? Why is no one calling me something out of the window of the car? I miss the tension.
No, well, go to Britannia Roundabout if you want a bit of tension.
Britannia Roundabout.
If you want tension, go there. But
this is
even they fixed that up. You know how they fixed up the Britannia Roundabout?
What?
They put in another roundabout.
Second roundabout.
2 roundabouts together to save the tension. It's like a figure 8.
That's what they've been doing in Canberra for years. An infinite loop. If you're going around roundabouts, being like, you can't leave. Please prop the rental prices up.
Jeez.
Very niche reference. Canberra rental prices. House prices quite cheap, but rents are very high.
Really?
No one wants to permanently move to Canberra. Do you understand?
Politicians are renting to other politicians. I know that as well. Now, let's go back to sort of some basis. Although I enjoy this chat, don't get me wrong. I can just talk for days. But how did you go during COVID? Did you lose any gigs? Did you have anything planned?
Well, it's weird. It's a weird thing to say. I may have had the best year of my career during COVID.
Got married.
Got married. Well, no, I mean, this is career stuff. Life stuff. Of course, my wife, she's the best. I love her very much. That's off-brand. If you come to the show, you will not be hearing heartfelt statements.
Oh, really?
That's important, you know. Okay. You can't be on stage being in love. The audience feels weird.
Yeah.
They're just like, but But like we're sad. That's why we're seeing you at 9:30.
Yeah.
Like it's a Wednesday. We got nowhere to be.
Crowd's a little rowdy at 9:30.
No one's waiting for us.
No.
No, rowdy, please. I'm very.
Yeah, cool.
I can shut that. I can shut that down. But no. So I've done a lot of Zoom comedy, which I think has a bad name, and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Like I've done on Zoom, I've done gigs with some of like the biggest comedians in the world. Like I've worked a lot with like Piglet, for example, a bunch of Netflix specials, yada yada yada. Like 1,000 people on Zoom.
Oh, cool.
And it's great.
Do you wait for a response? Is there a delay? Is there a delay on
Not
Zoom?
really. There's like you have to slow it down a little because like there's not really a delay, but like there's like clipping issues on the audio.
Yeah.
So it's just like, a split second of just
You've ever had any buffering on a punchline?
Oh man, I've had a dropout. Don't worry about that. Where it's just like, oh no, Australian internet, it's gone down. A bunch of Americans being very confused.
Yes.
Me just sweating in my basement, being like, oh dear.
No. How long have you been doing comedy for?
About I think like 8 years. Now.
8 years.
Like an embarrassingly long period of time.
No, that's. Where was your
point.
first gig? Everyone remembers their first
University.
gig. Oh, you really? Okay.
Yes,
So.
I did it before I had any intention of doing it.
Yeah.
I was not one of those. Like, there's some people like this. These are the people that freak me out. They're like, I was watching the gala when I was 12 and I knew that I wanted to be a comedian.
Oh, really?
You're a lunatic.
So
Try to be a cricketer like you should be.
Yeah. Well, how do you know you're funny around your friends to stage funny, or is that just getting up and having the balls to go out there and do it?
Comedy's just structure.
Okay.
Like being funny around your friends has nothing to do with it. Like nothing. My friend has this great analogy, whereas like in terms of like being like funny, like just being like a funny person, like the same percentage of every profession is funny.
Yes.
Like there's the same percentage of plumbers and IT consultants and accountants who are funny to comedians.
Yep.
Like it doesn't change.
Yep.
It's just that we learn the structures to make it communicable to others.
How do you work on your material? Do you sit behind a closed door and
Absolutely
write?
No.
No? A different way. Go
don't
for
write
it.
at all.
No,
Never.
really?
Never.
Oh, this
not
is
a
fascinating.
word, not a jot.
See, different discussions with different comedians is someone locks themselves away for a couple of practices.
Yeah.
And then some people just come up with it and go, oh yeah, that sounds funny, you know what I mean?
I mean, well look, this is, there's a fair bit of time that's gone into this. At the start, yes, please, before your first open mic, write something down. Come up with something that you're going to say. Don't just walk up there and be like, I'm inherently interesting. You're not. I promise you that.
Yes.
I used to run an open mic for years in Sydney.
Yes.
And I've seen every form of bad comedy.
Oh,
every
really?
bit,
Yeah.
every single bit. Bad musical, bad impression, bad ventriloquist, bad stand-up, racist stand-up, every bit. But no, now I have a thought, and then I walk on, and we start.
I do it.
And it sometimes goes, sometimes doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where you learn, I guess.
Totally. And like, yeah, I mean now like I'm pretty good at knowing.
You seem comfortable in yourself, not going, I'm worried to get up there. Like, nah, I've got this. Some stuff's going to work, some stuff's not going to work. Do you have your plan Bs when you go up there? You just go, I'm just jumping onto the next thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about live comedy. It's a conversation. You laughing is you telling me all the information I need to know, or you not laughing is all the information I need to know. So I just keep going. Yeah,
I went and saw someone like Jim Owen, right?
Yes.
Who's been at it for years.
Yeah.
And he just had his little notebook and he said, I haven't had much practice because of COVID, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But he has the experience enough to make you laugh at the stuff that doesn't work for him because he can move on to the next subject.
Yeah.
And he's got like a plan B and C. And he probably doesn't even realise it, but as someone watching you going, okay, that didn't work, but he made that it didn't work funny.
Yeah,
and that's what I find with the experienced ones, where sometimes people just stand there like a deer in headlights. And I went, oh, okay, I'll move on. You know what I mean? So I find it like that. So you sound like the type of guy who's like, oh yeah, I can handle it, I can move on.
Well, like when things fail, that's fun too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Like thank you so much. Boulangerie 133?
113.
113. Ah,
there we go.
So close.
No, it's
right
not
there.
Yeah, I know, but it's not at 113 Melbourne Street, by the way. It's at 149 Melbourne Street. So don't walk into 113 Melbourne Street going, are you Boulangerie? And they'll say no. So anyway.
I like a little Easter egg interview, you know? It's like, you guys might be wondering, is it a 113? Well, you'd be mistaken, surely.
So you were saying, yes.
Yeah, the things missing is fun. Like I've got this bit about hating bogans, and it misses a lot. But finding their awkwardness with it is great.
different cities will be different receptive to different material.
Totally.
Yes.
I talk about that. I'm like, I
really?
never know what Sydney and Adelaide have in common.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, where do we come together?
What about overseas then? You've been to London?
Yeah, I lived in the UK for 2 years.
Yeah, so my research.
Thank you. And Zoom gigs are mainly American.
Yep.
So like, yeah, and I've done heaps of stuff on continental Europe as well.
Yeah.
Actually, don't tell them, edit it out that I performed in America, visa issues. But like, anyway. But yeah, just finding that context is the key. So it's like in the UK, you're always inherently going to be the Australian person.
Yeah.
And they find that very fascinating.
Yes,
so it's like you can kind of come at them as this outsider.
Yeah.
Whereas then I come back to Australia and people are like, you're just like us. And I'm like, but I'm not.
Yes. How do the Americans find that?
And the Americans are just psyched.
Yeah.
They're just like, Australian accent, that's hot. Can I kiss you on the mouth? And I'm like, I'm married, we've been over there. Like, that's what I mean. It's like, it's fun in the different contexts. Like, continental Europe, even more fun.
Yep.
Like, I've done gigs in like, where was it, Estonia?
Okay.
And it's like, what the hell do I know about that? But you come in and you kind of find these points that resonates with everyone.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Guys, we've reached the 15-minute mark. I could be talking for like a bloody hour here, but I won't. You come and see Dan Muggleton. How did you go during a Harry Potter craze? Did you?
Man, people loved it.
Okay.
People loved. That's the thing. Like,
I wasn't sure.
like,
I'm like everyone who's you've interviewed is going to go, oh, Muggle. It's like, yeah, but I need to know. But so.
Oh,
anyway.
no. Like, they're just, like, people are like, did we get bullied? It's like, no, everyone loved the book.
Oh,
so they were just pumped. But I did have 3 ex-girlfriends say they'd never marry me because they wouldn't take my name.
I wouldn't.
And like, I'm just like, you don't have
to.
Yeah, exactly. It's a stupid name. And I'm like, but you don't have to take it. Just keep your own name, dude.
Imagine
this ain't the old days. There are no goats going each way.
All the Potters in the world as well have copped it hard. Anyway, guys, we've left it at that. Dan Muggleton at the Piglet at Gluttony until the 21st of March, 9:30 p.m. I'll see if I can make room in my schedule. I think I might be able to fit you in. We'll see how we go.
This is what we want.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Dan.